1 month ago, I sent out a call to my subscribers to send in their friendliest looking original characters. Just the cutest, nicest looking characters that they had. And in today's episode, I'm gonna take a handful of the hundreds of submissions, and I'm gonna venomize those friendly looking characters. Let's go! Coming to us, first and foremost, is a character named Gizmo, sent in by Kirokin. And here's the description. Gizmo is a doozle, a species of friendly, innocent, colorful critters who are fascinated by heights and flight. Most doozles are keen on balloons, but Gizmo is interested in faster methods of flight, and loves to put together various flying contraptions to show off to his friends. I used red and green as my complementary colors of choice. Right, didn't mention that. The other part of this prompt was people were encouraged to use complementary colors to color their characters. It was part of the submission rules, but anyway, most of my characters do not use complementary colors. I opt for choices that are a little closer together on the color wheel, but designing this character made me realize how striking it could be as a design choice. That's awesome to hear. So it was indeed a bit of a challenge for me, but I feel like I've learned something. Which was the entire point behind doing the dual prompts the last couple months, so that is really awesome to hear, and I really love what you did with the color palette on this one. I instantly knew I wanted to venomize it with the sort of symbiote still going over him. Even though Venom is usually black or dark blue or purple, I decided to stick with the colors you'd given me, which becomes a bit of a theme in this video. But overall, I hope you like my Venomized Gizmo. Next up, we've got a submission from a very avid follower of the channel, Potato1423, sending us in the character Brock. And here's the description. I tried doing a blue and orange color palette since those are the colors that I like most combined. I also tried to implement some new line work stuff I saw in the last redraw video. Last month's theme was scrappy and playing with line weight, so that's awesome to hear. This is Brock. He's a 15-foot rock monster, but don't let that cloud your judgment. He's quite the friendly character once you get to know him. Most of his life, Brock lived up in Husband Mountain all alone. One day, he decided to scale down his mountain and explore the forest that lay just below. There, he met tiny animals that he grew to love and made friendships with them. He didn't want to leave this peaceful place, so he made a cave where he slept with the animals who needed the shelter. In the morning, he goes out to play with the woodland creatures. Brock wouldn't hurt a fly, and all he wanted was new friends, and now he has them. It was a really nice piece. I love the big orange sunset in behind the blue character. I decided to have part of your original character in there still getting venomized, and tweak the color palette to a dark purple and bright glowy yellow. I also very cruelly put a little butterfly under his fist, to show that with Venom on him, he's a little bit more evil now. Thanks for the submission, you did an awesome job, and I hope you like my Venomized Brock. Next up, we have got a character named Jack-o'-lantern coming into us on the Discord from Remix Phoenix. This is Jack-o'-lantern, my entry for the redraw. I love his sexy dapper so much, I draw a lot of art on him. Anyway, I hope you like him. And I really like the layout of the drawing. I like how your character doesn't have any line weight on the outside. Everything you sent in for him was really, really great, and I knew I had to redraw him venomized. And I did one of my favorite venomizing tropes, where I have the character kind of pulling some Venom symbiote stuff off his face, but the only thing left of his original form is his hand. So you can see he's already kind of smirking and looking off to the side, with that last little grip of trying to get the Venom symbiote off him before it takes over. For the color palette of this one, I also stuck a little bit closer to what you had originally. Again, I know that Venom usually goes a little bit more black or dark blue or dark purple, but you and so many other people were doing such great work with their colors that I wanted to use inspiration from the original color palettes a little bit. Also, I didn't want to change up the head of the character too much, because I really, really liked how you did that. So I hope you like my redesign of Jack-o'-lantern Venomized. Now, intercut every few drawings, I'm just gonna jump in and go over some honorable mentions that I really, really liked, but didn't have time to draw in this episode. And then at the end of the episode, I'll show all of the submissions in a big crawl. First up, we've got an awesome character by Awesomeness 101. I love the two poses. I love the color palette. It's a little bit desaturated, but a nice blend of a yellowy orange and blue with some white in there. And great expression. Then Bad Dog sent us in this really fun character. Again, I love the pose on this one, kind of blocking out the sun. They're fun, they're cute, I love the environment around them, a little bit concepted in. Great stuff, Bad Dog. Then Tanuki Toons sent in this really fun looking character, and he's kind of got two characters in them, with complementary color palettes. One that's largely blue and orange, with a bit of red and green in there, and then one that's yellow and purple. Then Thief sent us in this absolutely gorgeously rendered character with nice thin line weight and really beautiful coloring. Awesome job, Thief. Then finally for now, Lucky Adam sent us in this cool hyena-inspired character with a cute but also kind of creepy face. Love the proportions and the layout of the submission. Awesome stuff, Lucky Adam. We'll come back to more of these later, but first, some more Venomizing. Next up comes to us from Brent Langford, a very long time submitter to the PopCross Community Redraws. I think he's submitted to 7 redraws now, and I'm glad I'm finally getting around to drawing one of your characters. Or, Venomizing one of your characters. Here's the description. This is one of my lesser OCs. His name is Max. He was an orphan who was found and raised by dragons. Being around dragons all his life, he learned many of their magical abilities and became part dragon himself, which is where he gets his horns and fins and his claws, and he uses his clothing to not only disguise his dragon features, but also as an arsenal. His scale gauntlets are made from dragon scales shed by his dragon siblings, so they're super strong and fireproof. His scarf is made from the shed skin of his dragon mother's wings, so it's super durable and stretchy, and he can use it as a whip or grapple hook, or hold it with both hands and use it to glide. His magic abilities are mostly with fire, but he can also use electricity and air to a certain degree. He's a good kid and he can be a bit cocky sometimes, but he'll always do anything for his friends and family. For my Venomized version, I tried to go with a more traditional Venom kind of face, keep your usual colors, put the Venom emblem on him, and then I had a bit of trouble deciding what to do with the scarf, but ended up, instead of having the scarf, doing some tendrils going around him that he can use as whips. And then I pictured him having them spread out, and then he can use them as wings as well. And I decided that the Venom symbiote would embrace the dragon thing and give him a tail. Thanks for all the submissions, Brent Langford, and here is Max Venomized. Next, we've got a submission from Chill Tunes, sent in on the Discord as well, with a character named Gimbal. And the description goes like this. This is Gimbal. He's a friendly little lizard guy. He likes to go out and chat to strangers. He tends to gravitate more towards people that look sad or stressed, so he can try to make them feel better. He loves candy, and it's very rare that you'll see him without some. Height, 3 inches. Weight, 80 grams. That's a nice little addition. And I absolutely love the rendering on this one. It's such a simple character, but the rendering was just so well done. I love the little circle background in behind him that he's kind of peeking out over. The lollipop looks great, the tongue splatted over it. It was just such a great submission, and I decided for mine to kind of just darken him up a little bit. I made him fully Venom turned, so there's no kind of glops going over him, and then I just kind of added some spikes, made his eyes a little bit more angular and Venom-like, and decided to have him holding the lollipop with his tongue and having a bunch of spikes sticking out of the lollipop like he's about to swing it at someone and whack them. Admittedly, I guess this is one that I probably Venomize a little bit less than some of the others, because I don't give him the super traditional Venom eyes and I don't change the colors that much. But overall, I still really love how this one turned out, partially because I tried not to stray too far away from your original design. So I really hope you like my take on Gimbal Venomized. Back to some honorable mentions, we've got a submission from Landon Draws that is just a gorgeously done character. Love the sort of glowy blue streaks going through him, the rendering on the different textures, it's all really nice. Awesome job, Landon Draws. Then Tashai Noob sent in 2 drawings of this really cool looking character with a bunch of different complementary color palettes in there. We've got some red and green, got some yellow and purple. I love the expression, the face is really cool and interesting. Awesome stuff. Then Elise Foos sent in this gorgeously done drawing of this girl with a bunch of butterflies, really nicely framing her in the piece. Beautiful rendering and a really nice cute face on the character. Then Loon3 sent in a really fun kind of 80s looking character with a boombox head giving us the rock on sign. It's very vibrant, it's very funky, awesome stuff. Then New Jork 15 sent in this super cool blue and orange character. Again, another one that's kind of a little bit creepy and really friendly at the same time. I love the one horn being broken off and that it's standing on 2 of its 6 hands. Super cool. And now back to more Venomizing. Next up, we have got a character from another very long time submitter, Tyler Burby, who sent in art for a bunch of community redraws, and here's the character's description. This is Asparagus, pear for short. He is a small plant-based creature with a big heart. His favorite food is asparagus, of course. He loves sitting in the warm sun and playing with people. Hope you like him. And I really did, Tyler. It was so cute. I love the big eyes and the nice little hands and feet and the flowers, and I instantly knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to have one of the original eyes still showing, the sort of Venom symbiote, or I guess in this case it looks more like a Carnage symbiote, going over him, and then the flowers turned into sort of biting teeth, mouth kind of things, and one of them coming straight at the camera towards us, and then one of them like looming back, one with the mouth closed, and then adding some spikes coming out of them. I might have gone a little bit over the top with the line weight for the flowers that are coming closer to us, but besides that, I had a lot of fun with this one. I love the sort of teeth, and I made him like a little bit scared looking, so I hope you like my version of Asparagus with a, really is more Carnage-like, with a Carnage symbiote on him. Next up, we have got a gorgeously done submission sent in by Soul Sabo on the Discord, and the description goes like this. Alrighty, this is my hero character, Eric Matheson, aka Iron Wallop. I came up with him for this redraw, so I don't have much info fleshed out, but I kinda pictured him in the One Punch Man universe. I like how their hero system is broken up into classes, S, A, B, C, so I'd put him somewhere in the A class. With his robotic enhancements, he has greater hearing and strength. For this drawing in particular, I drew him like he was on vacation, because even heroes need a break sometimes. He's a pretty happy-go-lucky guy, and I'd almost compare him to Mirio Togata, or Lemillion, from My Hero Academia. For the colors, I went with orange and blue, with various saturations. And I really love the coloring on this one, and the line work, the expression's great. I love the 2 drawings, and he's got nice orange poppy eyes. I decided I had to do at least one drawing where I used more traditional Venom colors, so I decided to make him mostly black with some white, and have a little bit of his original colors showing through, and part of his face still showing, because I really liked that hair that you got on him. Wanted to have some of that sticking out too. It was a gorgeously done character, and I hope you like my version of Venomized Iron Wallop. Back to some honorable mentions, we've got a submission from Evermore, who sent in a really fun, nice, friendly-looking character with a really great purple and yellow color palette. Really pops, awesome stuff. Sharkman sent in this really cool butterfly kind of character. The turquoisey and orangey colors work really nicely together. I love how you've done the wings, awesome stuff, Sharkman. Then Backpage Comics sent in this character in a really cool pose. I love the weapon, I love the squirrel sitting on his arm, and I love the perspective on the background. Cool stuff. Then Shadow Raker Churnip, might be saying that wrong, sorry, sent in Zorko with this really nice blue and yellowy orange kind of color palette. It's a cool character, love the floating hand, the big eye. It's really great creative stuff. And then we've got one from Zekrom543, who sent in this really cool janitor kind of character. We've got a bunch today that are a little bit creepy, but a little bit friendly as well. I love the little backsplash, the rim lighting. Great stuff, Zekrom. And now one more round of Venomizing. Next up, coming from another very long time submitter, Koi Wickens, who sent in art for 5 or 6 community redraws in the past. I'm glad I'm finally redrawing some of your art. It's a longer description, I won't be able to get through the whole thing, but let's, at least get through the story of the character. Dahlia Westchester was born in a small farming community in Montana and has always been inspired by the tales and legends of the Old West. From real-life legends like Crazy Horse and Annie Oakley to spaghetti western heroes like John Wayne and Clint Eastwood, she truly was a pure-blooded country girl. After many years of being on the farm, Westchester decided it was time to see the world. She packed up her bags and headed towards the city of New York to become a police chief. Westchester was a natural at her job. With her at the helm, her precinct became the most successful in all of New York City. But unfortunately, this lifestyle is incredibly dangerous work, especially in a world populated by superpowered beings of both morality and criminality. On a day like any other, Westchester arrived at the station, but the building became the target of a bomber. In a case that one might consider a blessing from God, nobody was killed in the explosion, but the building was still coming down and several men and women were very badly injured. Dahlia truly proved to the world just how noble and caring she was, saving everyone in the building, but the building ended up crashing down around her. Damage Control was able to find Dahlia amongst the rubble, but one of her arms and legs were shattered beyond repair. The young woman thought her career of protecting the innocent was over, until a certain eye-patched individual came to her in the hospital offering her a promotion. And it goes on to how Dahlia gets shield training and her powers. I'm sorry I can't read the whole thing, and I hope you like my Venomized version of Dahlia Desperado. And our last Venomization of the day is a character coming to us from Keo named Keo. Yes, you might think she was half demon or half angel because of the wings or the horns on the hood, but this is not the case. She calls herself a dream fairy, but no one really knows what she is, not even her. Maybe she's just a normal person or something supernatural, who knows. In any case, yes, she only has one wing. The reason being that two would be pretty normal and boring, and she somehow lost one or just never had it. Why? You can make that up yourself. Despite the fact that she cannot fly with the wing, she can jump very far and very high. Keo has the ability to create crystals in the form of stars, which can also be recognized by the belt and the scarf. The description goes on to explain the character's past a little bit. I can't go over the whole thing here, but it's really great stuff. For my Venomized version, I decided to have the horns actually coming out of her head, and I changed the angel-like wing to a bit more demonic. Besides that, I just tried to take the elements of your character and have them a little bit more stuck to the skin, make some things a bit spikier, and of course give her a bit more of a traditional Venom style face. It was a great submission, I loved your artwork, the color palette was great and simple, and I hope you like my version of Venomized Keo. Alright, we've got our new community background for the month, and we'll do a few more honorable mentions before I give away the theme for the next month, and then wrap things up. So first, we've got a character sent in from Aqua Strike 18. I love the big face, the anime-inspired eyes. She looks cool and determined and really tough, but also friendly. Then Silas Birkenveld sent in Frand, who's another purple and yellow color palette, really nicely done, super friendly looking, and I love the drawing of him holding his fallen off arm. It's a lot of fun. Then the OG original moderator of the Discord, Cohen Comer, sent in this awesome drawing of a pink and green gator with a monocle on. He's holding his stomach. It's a nice, simple silhouette that's really nice. And despite being a gator, he does look super friendly. Then from Mao Desro, we've got a really nicely rendered character, a redrawing of one of their old original characters. I love how in the second part of the drawing, the hair is kind of going around framing the shurikens. That's a really cool touch. Awesome stuff, Mao Desro. And finally, we've got one from Glitch, who's a really fun-looking animal with some lightning-y horns. It's a cool creative idea. Great stuff, Glitch. And that's all the Venomizing and honorable mentions for this episode, but of course now, I gotta show the scroll with all of the art that was submitted. Hopefully I got all of it in there this time. Admittedly, making this took about 100 years, so I hope I got everybody in. I'm sure there's a good chance I missed somebody, but make sure you look around. I really love seeing and going through all of the artwork that gets sent in to popcrossanimations@gmail.com or to Characters for Pop in the Discord, both of which are linked in the description below. So if you want to submit something for next month, make sure to go and check there. But speaking of which, I obviously have to say what the next month's theme is. It's going to be another kind of different one, not one with a dual prompt. What we're going to do this month is called Redrawception. And what I mean by that is you're going to take one of your old original characters and you're going to redraw them. Then you're going to send both drawings into me, and then I will redraw them again. It's like a redraw within a redraw, hence the name Redrawception. And it would be really awesome if in the description you said something that you were really proud of that you've improved on since that previous time when you drew the character. I can't wait to see what you've all got. Submission instructions are in the description. And once again, thanks to everyone who submitted this month. If you're new to the channel and want to see more Venomizing stuff, I've done a bunch of different episodes like this, but where I take pop culture characters and Venomize them. Done My Hero Academia and Ben 10 and Fortnite. Sometimes I add a story behind the reason the characters are getting Venomized. And of course, a great place to jump in on the channel is the 1000 Drawings and Animations video, where I went over all of the art from 1 year of my animation career, where I went from working for other people as an animator and illustrator to running this channel full time. It's a great way to catch up on stuff you've missed. I forgot to record this earlier, but if anyone wants this same shirt that I've been wearing in the video, I got it off of Crazy Chicken Animation's RedBubble store. He's got lots of cool stuff on there, I'll link it in the description, and he's one of the awesome moderators of the PopCross community Discord. Great stuff, Crazy Chicken. Now back to whatever I was saying. I don't know where I'm gonna cut this in the video. But that's all for today. I'm Christian Pearson. This has been PopCross Studios, home of the nerdiest art videos on YouTube, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.